So, I want to talk to you about in this video why you cannot change if you are not challenged. Welcome to my channel. I'm Rajah. I'm a business coach for women of color coaches. So, today I'm actually going to watch the new Spider Man movie, and it really got me thinking about something. Have you ever noticed that superheroes, no matter who, they never become superheroes because everything is easy around them? There isn't a Spider Man movie where Parker says, "Oh, yeah, everything is going great. There is no villain. There is no challenges. I'm just going to stay exactly the same for the next 2 hours." Nobody actually would pay money to go to the cinema to watch that movie. They will never make billions of that movie. So every movie follows the same pattern. He is being challenged. He's facing something bigger than himself. He's questioning whether he's capable or not. He almost gives up because he's challenged. He becomes a different version of himself by the end of the movie. Then I realized business works exactly the same way. Think about it. It actually works the same way. Because the problem is that so many women of color coaches, consultants are trying to grow their coaching business to 6 figures or to 7 figures without being challenged. Right? Like you're consuming more content, you are watching those free YouTube videos, you are listening to more podcasts when you're on your way to your 9 to 5 job, but nobody's actually challenging the way you are thinking right now. And if nobody challenges your thinking, you keep creating the same business, the same result with the same action, right? So, in today's episode or today's video, I really want to talk to you about why you cannot change. You cannot change the business you're running if you are never challenged. And that is actually, that one sentence actually changed my whole life, the way I'm thinking about my life, the way I am doing my life, and the same way how I am thinking and doing in my business. Because every major breakthrough that I have had in my business came after someone challenged the way I was thinking. Not because the new business coach gave me another strategy, but because they refused to let me stay inside the same story that was keeping me small, the same circumstance that was keeping me small. And I think that is exactly why you are brilliant as a woman of color coach. You are excellent at delivering client results, but you keep staying stuck at the same income bracket. Not because that you are not talented, not because you are not working hard enough. I know you are not only the smartest woman in the room, but you are also one of the hardest working. But you are still taking the smallest paycheck home, right? And the reason why is nobody in your surrounding is challenging the beliefs that are limiting your business, your revenue, and the bigger impact you want to leave. Think about it. Really think about it. If you are always listening to your own thoughts, right, you will continue creating the same result because the current thinking created the current business you are having. Your current thinking is the reason why you have the results in your life, in your business, everywhere. It goes back to your thinking. And if your business has been sitting at the same revenue for the last year, for the last 12 months, or you have been hearing the same objections on sales calls, and you have been undercharging for years, you don't need another YouTube video. You don't need another strategy or another breakthrough podcast to listen to. You actually need someone who is bold enough to look at you and to look at your business and say, that's not actually the problem here. We all have blind spots, and that is totally okay. That is actually normal. Every time when you grow, there will be new blind spots that you are not aware of. The hardest thing about entrepreneurship, being a woman of color coach, industry expert, is that your brain will always try to protect you. Actually, your brain wants to keep you the same. It wants to protect you. That is who you are. That is being a human being. It wants to protect you until you die. It will do everything to protect you. It would tell you, don't raise your prices. It would tell you, don't be too visible. Don't niche down. Don't say that. What if people judge you? People will reject you. People will hurt you. If you are too visible, people will leave hate comments. Don't do it. Your brain will always try to protect you. Those thoughts will feel true because you have been thinking them for years. Maybe you have been listening to those thoughts since you were born, and now it is so hard to unthink it. And that's why change almost always requires someone outside of you. Always. When I started my business, I didn't need someone to tell me how to post on Instagram. When I made my first sales outside of my surrounding, most of the coaches, the consultants I have listened to when I started, they said, actually, the first sale is in your close corner. Like it can be your family, it can be your friends, it can be, yeah, like them. That was not the case for me. My family didn't buy my high ticket coaching. My friends didn't buy my high ticket coaching. I needed to go outside and I needed to find someone who believed in my offer and wanted to actually get the solution I am providing to them. So when I got my first high ticket sale, that was outside of my closed friend zone, I would say, I didn't need someone to tell me, hey, you have to post this type of content on Instagram. I needed someone to challenge the belief that my voice mattered. As a South Asian woman growing up in Germany, English was not my first language. It's actually my third language. My mother language is Tamil. Then I was born in Germany. I learned with my mother language, German. Then, when we were in school, English came, then French came, then Spanish came. Like, English was not my first language, okay? I worried about my accent. I worried about saying the wrong things, or when I go live, I will forget about things, or when I have coaching calls, I cannot clearly communicate the value. I worried people wouldn't take me seriously. Those were not marketing problems. Those weren't sales problems. Those were identity problems. And until those beliefs were challenged from someone else, my business couldn't grow because the strategies weren't missing. I did the strategies over and over and over and over and over again. But the identity was missing, the confidence was missing, the clarity was missing. And this is why I believe proximity matters a lot. There are incredible coaches in the world. But when you are trying to solve a problem with this very specific challenge based on your identity, it really helps to learn from someone who has walked a similar path. So, as women of color coaches, our challenges go often beyond marketing. What kind of content you need to post, what kind of tone and energy you need to have on your sales call. We are navigating visibility while wondering if we are too much or not enough. We are learning to articulate our value after years of being taught to stay humble, to stay silent, not to talk back, not to talk much. We are raising our prices from $50 to $5,000 to $20,000 while carrying beliefs about money, about culture, about responsibility, about success. Like we are building a business, a coaching business, while often being the first person in our family to do it. I'm the first entrepreneur in my family, the first. So those experiences shape the way you show up, shape the way you are building your business, shape the way you are carrying the responsibility on your back. And they deserve to be understood in a close proximity. Not because every woman of color coach expert has the same experience, but because those patterns are common enough that they often influence confidence, pricing, visibility, and leadership. And when someone has navigated similar dynamics, they can often recognize blind spots more quickly because they have worked through many of them themselves. That's why I don't believe in just show up. How can a woman of color just show up when she has all those conditioning underneath? Where she actually needs the identity coaching first before you can actually tell to this woman of color coach, yeah, just show up, just be visible. It's more than just be visible for women of color coaches and industry experts. And that's why I became a business coach. That's why I created Leverage 20. I didn't create another program filled with endless modules. I actually created Leverage 20 because I wanted to create a room, especially for women of color coaches, where women of color can be challenged, right? Challenged is here the word, where you can change because you are being challenged and you are in a safe space to be vulnerable enough to actually change. A room where someone will lovingly tell you, hey, actually, you are playing small. I can see your potential. Here is your potential, but you are actually playing smaller than your potential right now. I created this room where messaging gets stronger, where you are clearly learning to articulate the value, you are learning to trust your voice, you are learning why your voice matters, you are learning how to price your offer that gets stronger, where your leadership actually evolves with every single coaching, with every single area that you are being challenged. Because when you are challenged, you are changing, right? And you are becoming the better leader for your community, for your clients. Because your business will only grow as much as you do. Your business will only grow as much as you do. And that's why I believe when you are in entrepreneurship, the whole personal development and spiritual journey is like exponentially. Like you have to grow. Otherwise, the business won't grow. So the goal is not just to learn more, to learn new strategies, different strategies, refined strategies. The goal for you as a woman of color coach is to become the version of yourself who naturally runs a bigger business, right? Because you have realized that you are the smartest woman in the room, but still taking the smallest paycheck at home. And you want to change that. You are sick of it. You have to become sick of it in order to change that. In order to change your pricing, in order to see what is what is possible for you, in order to see what is possible in your life. Because the goal again is to become a version of you, of yourself, who naturally runs a bigger business. If you're watching this video and you are really serious about scaling your coaching business, your consulting business, you want to go beyond six figures, don't ask yourself this basic question: what strategy do I need next? That is very surface level, very beginner mindset question you can ask. If you're already closing clients, if you already have client results, the question you need to ask now in order to scale this business from 5 figures to 6 figures to 7 figures is: who is willing to challenge the version of me that is keeping me here? Who is willing to challenge the version of me that is keeping me here? What got you so far only got you so far. In order to get to the next level, who is willing to challenge that version of you? Because growth doesn't happen inside your comfort zone. I'm telling you, I always show you my sticky note that I'm seeing every single day. You cannot change if you are not challenged. Literally, I can stick it on my forehead and walk around it um, all day, every day. But literally, that is what you need. You cannot change if you are not challenged. It growth, increasing your revenue, increasing your impact that you're leaving, the lifestyle you want to have doesn't happen inside your comfort zone. Growth happens when someone helps you to see what you cannot see on your own. If you are a woman of color coach, you are an industry expert, you are a therapist, you are a practice owner, and you are ready to become more visible, communicate your value with confidence, you want to raise your price, and you want to build your six-figure business that gets lighter as your revenue grows, that is exactly why Leverage 20 exists. Not to give you more information and put more stuff on your plate, but we want to help you to become the CEO who is capable of creating the business that you know you are here to build with big money, big impact, and a bigger lifestyle. When you are ready, you want to change the way you are thinking, you want to change your whole business, you want to scale, but in a more simple way. Click the link in the description and book your call with me. In 1 hour, we're gonna see where you are stuck and what you need to do next in this next 90 days in order to change that. Thank you so much for watching, and I see you in the next episode. Bye.